Today is Wednesday, July 29th, and as I always say, it's a beautiful day to have a webinar. I'm John Yarrington, CEO of the Performance Marketing Institute, a 501c6 not-for-profit trade association dedicated to protecting, promoting, and advancing the direct-to-consumer and the performance-driven marketing industries. And on behalf of the entire PDMI family, it's my pleasure to welcome you back to another fun-filled and exciting episode of the PDMI Take 20. As a reminder, the PDMI Take 20 is a quick-hitting roundtable discussion led by industry experts on trending topics, all in roughly 20 minutes. Today, we're joined by two absolutely amazing industry friends, including Dan Grskovic of Samsung Ads and Donald Reilley, also from Samsung Ads. And together, we'll be diving into the PDMI's reoccurring Shoppability Series by looking at the ever-evolving and growing TV shopping space. However, before we get started, please allow me to do a little housekeeping. If you'd like to ask a question, we encourage you to do so. Please use the questions tab located in your control panel. Also, please note you're welcome to ask questions throughout today's conversation, but we'll hold our replies to the end of our discussion. Alrighty, folks. With that said, it's my pleasure to introduce today's moderator. His dating profile simply reads, "Let's talk attribution." He's the fearless Chris Foster. Chris is the chief evangelist at PCM Integrations, a direct marketing agency located in Clearwater, Florida. In addition to his day job, Chris is the chairperson of the PDMI's Brand Response Council and the host of the podcast, Men Folks Journey. As always, Chris, it's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you so much. And for the 144th time, because today is the 144th episode, take it away, my friend. Take it away.
Thank you, Johnny, so much. What a fantastic introduction and what a great topic today. Look, gang, we've been talking about shoppable TV for years, like years. All of us have been waiting for the technology to catch up to the dreams that we've had about seeing a product on the screen and then buying it then and there. And since we started those dreams, we've kind of evolved, right? At first, it was remembering and then going online. Oh, yeah, I want to see that product. I'm going to go online and check it out. And then it's like, hey, I can scan a pause ad or I can scan an ad with my QR code. But that's kind of a leap still from seeing the product and then going through that action of purchase. You're always going through these third-party places. But now it's a brand new world. Now we can start connecting our CTV and our fast channel viewing with actual shopping. They're going to talk a lot more in depth and detail, but it's brand new and it's breakthrough. Samsung has launched a partnership with Amazon Ads. What does this mean? It means viewers can take immediate action from their Samsung TV screen. For brands that are selling on Amazon, you have this add to cart functionality that allows shoppers to purchase directly within the Amazon storefront with a seamless click from the remote. For advertisers who don't sell on Amazon, you can have these outcome-driven headlines like send to phone or sign up today to extend that engagement. What does that mean in general? Well, consumers can now add products directly to their cart using just the TV remote. It's amazing. So we're going to talk with our folks from Samsung Ads. Firstly, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm Chris Foster, Chief Evangelist at PCM Integrations. We are the #1 direct marketing platform for small businesses and the #1 direct mail platform for sales organizations, e-commerce brands, and agencies. And I'm going to turn it over to Dan and Donald from Samsung Ads so they can talk about their roles. Dan, we'll start with you.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having us, Chris. I'm Dan Grskovic. I'm a senior account executive at Samsung on our performance media team. I've been at Samsung for the past 4.5 years, but my background is in linear, direct response, and performance. So after 10 years on that side of the house, I was happy to come over to Samsung and lend some of my expertise to the streaming space and the connected TV space.
Wonderful.
Hey everybody, I'm Donald Reilley. I'm 25 years in ad sales. I'm excited to be here today. I just joined the team here at Samsung, and my role here as a senior manager on a product sales specialist team, which is brand new to Samsung, is I'm partnering with the Dans of the world and the account executives throughout Samsung to help bring our new ad experiences to market, make sure that we're positioning them properly, making sure that we are having the right conversations with the right partners. And from an ad experiences perspective, Amazon Add to Cart is one of those ad experiences. So I'm excited to be here talking about what we're doing today.
Wonderful. All right. Well, Donald, we're going to start with you. So a super exciting announcement with Amazon. It said kind of launching a little bit in July-ish. Is it now in play? Is it ready to go? Is it working?
We have launched our partnership with Amazon Ads. We launched it a couple months ago. It is in market right now. It is working, and it's really exciting to be the first external CTV device partner to partner with Amazon and their DSP to bring this experience to our viewers.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on that. That's fantastic. So, Dan, you talk to clients. You're on the sales side. What kind of response are you getting from your advertisers and the clients in the discussions you have?
Yeah, absolutely. So advertisers have been asking us to close the gap between I saw it and I bought it for years. And it's exciting to actually be able to do that now right on the TV screen with your remote control. So we've had great momentum so far with early adapters such as Logitech and Reckitt, and a lot of interest from partners that just want to test it out. The ability to collapse the funnel in real time is super valuable to brands, as you know, and it tracks what we already know from consumers. A lot of them use their phone to buy something after they see a TV ad, and even more of them do it frequently. So advertisers are aware of this. It just lands as a missing piece rather than an experiment at this point.
Wonderful. So are you leaning into certain industries, or is this wide enough that it doesn't matter if it's either healthcare, manufacturing, technologies, D2C, apparel, B2B? How do you see the landscape shaping out?
Yeah, it's certainly focused on retail initially, right? Brands that may be selling on Amazon, but it certainly doesn't stop there because our only feature isn't add to cart. We can also send reminders or sign up opportunities to your phone from that same button on the TV screen. So while we may be starting with retail focused clients that do sell on Amazon, we're going to be expanding and currently have the ability to with partners that just want to be able to get people driving to their website or their app.
Got it. So Donald, tell me about your role in terms of the translation between the product side, the sales team, and you're kind of stitching together the needs and wants. How are you kind of seeing the product adapting to some of the initial response and the feedback that folks are giving you?
Well, the feedback has been great, right? What we're most excited about right now is that the mechanics are working. The remote click to cart is fast and frictionless. There's no fumbling for a phone or scanning a QR code. I think that's really important, right? And it's like we've talked about a little bit since we got this webinar started, right? You know, we are dedicated to bringing these experiences to our viewers that get them closer to the brand and giving those brands that, hey, you weren't just noticed, but you were chosen, right? And that's what something like Amazon Add to Cart does for us, right? So we're incredibly excited about how it's working right now. Mechanics are key, and it's fast, it's frictionless, and there is that no really fumbling for that QR code, that phone for that QR code. So we're excited about how it's operating so far.
You know, I think it's interesting because we both mentioned the same thing where kind of speed is the key, right? Where you have this impulse decision from a consumer that sees something. It's not necessarily for the considered purchase. It's for the, oh my gosh, I really want to learn more about that. And it might not actually even at the moment be a full funnel purchase, even if the action from the consumer is add to cart or save for later. Right, where they're not maybe ready to buy the thing right now, but they want to review it and check it out. It still allows the consumer to kind of put it in their cart, kind of without forgetting it, right? And it's still there. One of the things that I'm going to be curious about is the data that you see in terms of folks moving into a certain stage, right? And how many of those, finally convert. Is it too new, or is there some data that you're seeing?
We're really in the early stages right now. We're in early days, so we're not there with data just yet. I do know that the feedback we've gotten from our partners is positive and exciting. And once we look to get that data, we'll come back on and we'll do this all over again.
Yeah, we'll see in 6 months or 9 months when you've got some, more adoption. I guess one of the things that I'm looking for is to help our audience understand is who's going to be best served by this? Is this going to be the small businesses that are on Amazon, mid-market or enterprise brands? And here's why I'm asking. I was in the YMCA yesterday, and I'm doing on my, your, bike thing, blah, blah, blah. And they've got these local channels, and it's Fast TV, it's Pluto, right? And up comes an ad, and it's local. It's a local ad to San Diego because you can do local CTV. It's kind of that SMB versus maybe a Levi's, right? Or, a Coach, which is going to be a much higher enterprise brand. How do you see this laying out? Or maybe it's serving all of those market spaces. Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for those mid-market brands as well, right? It's proof that CTV isn't just a brand awareness channel anymore. It's a measurable full funnel performance channel. And those additional features I mentioned earlier, whether it be send to phone or sign up, means you don't have to be selling on Amazon to see that performance play out. You get a real trackable action tied to your campaign, not just a view or impression served. So for those smaller brands, right, trying to get their message out there, the ability to add to cart or have that reminder sent to phone and push those viewers down the funnel a little bit more through the process without having them come back later and say, what was that brand I saw on TV, or what was that website? It's just going to be there waiting for you. That alert's going to be on your phone. That's huge.
Yeah. And I think, for the enterprise brands, it's exciting as well, right? Because it really is about the depth of data, right? Remember that the advertisers, they get access to so many data points and signals from Amazon Marketing Cloud, right? And so really for them, it's about creating that entire funnel solution, right? And a lot of these enterprise brands are already working with the Amazon DSP. So there's nothing new for them to learn, right? This just becomes part of their current workflow, which is exciting. So to Dan's point, it should work across all enterprise and mid-market, right? And solve for the KPIs that are independent of each, right? And so each brand has its own set of KPIs, and this type of product, this type of opportunity should be able to hit all the KPIs needed by each partner we're talking to.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting, Donald, because what we love about CTV is it kind of democratizes CTV for a small local brand. San Filippo's Pizza, they've got a couple locations in San Diego. They could do CTV in San Diego. They could do it. But then the big challenge is, great, it's like a billboard. How do I measure, right? I'm spending $50 a day on this. I'm spending $2,500 a month, but how do I know if it's actually driving QR codes or clicks or anything like that? But now that they can do this, there is actual action, right? Especially if you are a retail oriented local business, you can now bridge that gap of CTV and actual purchase.
Yeah. I mean, and that's really what is exciting about this, right? And it goes back to Samsung as a company. We're here dedicated to creating those experiences that gets the consumer and the brand closer together. Mm-hmm. And as we continue to expand our product offering, that's everything that we're thinking about. We're thinking about how our viewers and how our brands can connect in a positive way. And as long as we keep building products that will serve that need, we're all going to see the benefits from that, and they're all going to be positive.
Sure. So I'd like to lean in a little bit about that, Donald. I'm curious as to how you see this technology getting even better. I'm sure you can't disclose the strategic roadmap, but I'm sure that, as soon as human beings we're like, oh my God, that's great. I can't wait can it do this? Right? That's like the very next question we ask whenever we try something. So can you give us a little bit of a forecast, either of you, as to kind of the known product improvements?
Yeah, listen, it's always great to be forward thinking in this, right? And so being able to talk about what's next with this, it's hard to say right now. But when you look at the ad experiences that we've created for Amazon, right, everything we've done has kind of had iterations, right? I think about some of the other products that we offer. We do offer a QR code opportunity or a click to email opportunity through our CTV advertising. We also offer things like game breaks, which is playable ads and an experience where brands can customize a trivia game, right, and get some engagement out of that, right? And so when you kind of think about what we're doing as a company, everything we're doing is leading towards, again, getting closer to that engagement between the viewer and the brand itself. We just launched polls and surveys, right? And so that's about brands being able to get real-time data. So in terms of the technology getting better, we are always looking for ways to enhance the experience for our viewers and for our brand partners.
And just to add to Don's point, our partnership with Amazon doesn't stop at add to cart and interactive features like that. We've also partnered with them on Amazon Publisher Cloud, which allows us to take our first party viewer data and their retail data and combine them to make it even more effective. It takes their signals from users and past purchases, interest, and combines it with our ACR data from our TVs and allows advertisers to reach people with a higher propensity to convert on their given KPIs, and just makes both, two of the most powerful data segments in the industry combined together to make them even more powerful.
Yeah, it's so interesting you say that, Dan. I'm writing this note, and as I'm writing this note, I'm actually literally putting exclamation points next to this because the data possibilities are so rich. Amazon has all the buying and purchase behavior. They know what we've purchased, and importantly, they know what brands we've purchased from through Amazon, right? So you not only get patterns of type, but you get patterns of like brand to like brand, right? So if I'm buying from Aloe, boy, Lululemon really wants to know that, right? If I'm buying Aloe on Amazon, they'd be like, that's a person I want to reach, right? Plus you've got the viewership data and you know how those people shopping certain brands with the warp and weft of the data intersect with the programming that they're interested in. And that way you can have really highly targeted ads to that household for those brands. So the brands using CTV can target down not just to quote unquote an audience, but almost get to that one-to-one relationship, like you said at the beginning of the show, connecting that brand to the customer. Is that tracking?
100%. Exactly our objective here.
That's fantastic. And then out of that, what gets really exciting is then you can actually prove that out by attribution with real purchase data from the shoppable TV.
Close that loop.
And close the loop. That is fantastic. I think for a brand, that is such an exciting opportunity for advertising because finally your advertising spend, I shouldn't say finally, but in a better way, your advertising spend is a much higher likelihood to purchase than before.
Right.
Yes.
Finding that incremental reach, those users with a higher propensity to purchase, super valuable, right? We're not just wasting dollars on impressions and awareness at this point. We want the performance to actually perform.
Isn't that what we've been searching for? Or at least I've been searching for the past 25 years.
Seriously.
Groping through the forest, right?
Right. I mean, 25. When I started in this business, the internet didn't even exist. I started in print, right? And so all of a sudden we're getting to the place where I'm able to turn on my TV and add a product to my cart, and then go buy that product. It's pretty amazing where we've come and where we still can go.
Yeah,
it's excited to be the first device partner to on board with Amazon for this too. Because I remember I was watching something on Amazon Prime. I know, shame on me, right? So it should be all Samsung. But I was watching something on Amazon Prime previous to this launching and seeing that feature on their platform. And I was like, there it is, right? That's what we've been waiting for. That's the magic sauce. And for us to have the opportunity to partner with them and offer that to all Samsung TV Plus viewers on our TVs is a very exciting opportunity.
That's wonderful.
And it says a lot about how two great companies can come together with, to your point, right, with different sets of data and put it together and create an amazing experience.
Yeah, and I think what it speaks to a lot of things. The yen, like, you know, Don, you were talking about, we've been groping through the forest for a long time trying to close the gap from television to performance. It's just been, yes, you have 800 numbers, yes, you have QR codes, but, you know, in all reality, it's not as performance driven as digital marketers would expect, right? There's this big, huge gap of what the customer may or may not do once they see that impression. But now you can lead it directly to action, which is awesome. The second thing, and I want to drill into this briefly, Don, before we get to questions, is the idea of these two businesses collaborating, right? And I think that as we start looking at, you know, business moving forward, you know, there are some major global brands like Meta and Google and Amazon and you know, that are these super giants.
Yeah.
Right. And so the question is, how can they move into a more applicable place for folks in the performance marketing world? Right. And the only way that happens is through partnerships, right? You have such specific skill sets of developing program, developing hardware, understanding the ad space, that for them to go in to try to assume that, I think would be irresponsible. So for them to partner with you so that they can learn from you some of these best practices, to me, I think is a harbinger of what could be in the future, right? Where these major brands that cross over so much of our consumer life are finding the right kind of subject matter expert partners to execute on specific initiatives. So I think that's terrific.
Yeah, it's exciting, right? And for us, I mean, I can only speak for what we do here at Samsung, right? And for us, the viewer and the consumer come first, right? And so the partnerships that we've undertaken is, you know, with companies like Amazon who can help us achieve that and also want to achieve that, right? It is about the consumer. And if we think more about the consumer and we put them first, like we do here at Samsung, it's easy to form these partnerships because really we're not, you know, we're doing it for the greater good, or we're doing it for the viewer who has, you know, been loyal to us. And that's what's most important to us, is that we are honoring the viewers and the people who are loyal to Samsung.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. Well, guys, like we said, this would end as soon as we began. It's already 11:25. We got to get some questions from the audience. All right, so Johnny, what do we got?
Coming on in and joining you right now. Come on, camera. There it is. There it is. I'm back, folks. I'm back. What a wonderful conversation. And I heard you guys say it more than one time during the conversation. Long time coming, right? So our first question wraps around that. For years, you've heard about shoppable TV is coming. What changed in the last 12 months different from previous attempts?
Ooh, interesting. I guess just a technological capability to implement something like this within a live stream viewing experience, right? Samsung TV Plus is delivered in a linear manner. So just being able to make our ad breaks interactive, right? And have the ability to click on that remote control and make something go from the TV, send a signal to your phone, or add to cart on another app. I would love to be able to explain a little bit better, but I'm not an engineer. But I think just those advancements in our platforms and what we can handle, and what even like the actual hardware can handle. You know, as we've had new TVs come to market, we've done backwards updates to older model TVs to make sure that user experience is seen across more of those TV models. And sometimes we can only go back so far based on the hardware in that TV and what it can handle. But I think we're at the point with that the hardware in these TVs is capable enough that we can provide a backwards update, include as many of our TVs in the market as possible for all of our viewers to have an experience like this.
No, I'm not buying it, Dan. I thought it was just magic.
Magic too.
Okay, just to be clear.
You know,
and two companies saying, let's do it. Let's make it work.
That's right. You know, I think, Don, to your point, it's the commit from the partners, right? Because the stuff's possible to do. It's just a question is, do you have the team commit on both sides to make it happen?
You know, there's a silent partner in all this too. The home user needs to have bandwidth capabilities to make all this possible. They don't want to, like, you know, have a frozen wheel on their screen when they're trying to buy something. So, you know, having that bandwidth capability plays out well. I remember when I was in college back in the 90s, so I'm dating myself a little bit, but we were watching a marketing program on Friends, and how one day you're going to be able to buy Jennifer Aniston's purse right from your television, right from your TV remote control. And we sat there holding our heads. How in the world is something like that even possible? And then for 25 years more, we talked about it. So congratulations to you guys finally bringing that view to life.
Happy to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Let's take another question. When you think about shoppable CTV today, what are the biggest misconceptions marketers and brands still have about this opportunity? Like, what are you guys going to have to do to make them believe in this magic?
I think part of it is that it might be disruptive to the viewing experience, which we as Samsung don't want to allow to happen, right? We want that viewing experience to be as seamless as possible. If you're tuned in with your programming, if you're leaned in with it, we don't want to take you away from that. So making sure that the experience is as easy as clicking a button and then continuing on with that viewing experience is extremely important.
I mean, I would add to that, right? It's currently happening. It's currently working, right? We have a number of, forward-thinking partners who are working with this on this, right? And so what we're going to be able to say to new partners down the road is, we can show you that it's worked, we can show you that it's active, and we're going to be able to show you some data that shows that it was successful for those guys, right? And so it's like everything else in advertising and marketing and technology, right? The proof is in the pudding, and first thing you got to do is make it available, make it operational. Find the partners who want to kind of take that leap with you, and then talk about how it's worked. Talk about the results.
Excellent feedback, guys. I think it's going to be one of those situations where 2 years from now, we're all going to look back and say, why weren't we always doing this?
Yeah.
Let's move to another question here. What kind of growth should performance brands and media agencies expect to see in the shoppable space over the next 12 months?
In terms of what is being offered in the market, or growth for their subjective brands by leveraging?
I think you can take it a couple different ways in terms of growth in the marketplace, opportunities to have shoppable capability, but also growth in terms of their own selling of their own services and brands, the adoption of consumers.
Yeah, I think we'll continue to see adoption across platforms and publishers. And hopefully the ability, again, so much of what we do here is based on, I'm blanking on the word, of course, being able to prove conversions, right? Yeah. So now that we can do that and close the funnel, push people down the funnel to the purchase point and pass back all that data and prove it out without any data being lost or dropped in the process, will allow them to continue to invest in it and hopefully grow their brands alongside of it.
Yep. And I would just add to that, who thought we were going to be shopping on phones, 10 years ago?
No, good
right?
point.
So everything has an evolution, right? Nobody thought we'd be shopping on phones. And now, a lot of people, and the majority, shop on phones right now, right? And TV is the next evolution.
You could even see a place where the TV remote turns into an app that you use on your phone, right? You open up a certain app.
I already do that.
I'm sorry?
My remote broke, and I use the app on my phone to control my TV. So we are already there.
Okay. So
my dog gave my remote, and mine's on my phone now as well.
All right. So
halfway there.
My idea is old news. But what I love about that is the transferring, even like the small little experience I had with, signing up for Fox 1 for the FIFA World Cup, where I activated it from my phone and I went to another TV in another location. I could still do the same. The signals work so well, right? This transference of doing the remote on your phone, finding a product, looking at it in your phone itself, moving that data over, and that data being tracked by the brands and by yourselves and Samsung. That's just, I think, a really nice next evolution and a more seamless one for everyone.
Yeah, agreed.
So every
Yeah,
TV in my house is a Samsung TV, and at the same time, we are Amazon Prime customers, but I have not had a chance to test out this magical device and to work through this wonderful opportunity. So walk us through the consumer journey. What happens from the moment someone sees the ad to the moment they complete a purchase? Like, tell us, for all of us rookies and newbies of this technology, tell us how this works.
So if you are signed in to your Amazon Prime Video account on your TV, when the ad is served, you'll either get that add to cart button, or if it's driving for more information, you'll get that learn more or sign up button.
Yep.
If you are not signed in, you will get a QR code which will drive you to the website to either sign up or sign in, so you can have that full experience from the TV screen. Again, going back to if you're signed in, you click that button, it gets added to cart, and I'm pretty certain you then have to go to your Amazon account to complete the purchase.
Yep. And this is all through Samsung TV Plus, our FAST channels. So watching content through Samsung TV Plus FAST channels, an ad pod will come up, and if it's one of the brands who is working with us right now, you will get that, as Dan said, you will get, and you are signed into your Amazon Prime account, you will get that add to cart option, or you will get, if you're not signed into your account, you will get that QR code. So it is through the Samsung TV Plus FAST channels, and you need to be signed into your Amazon Prime account through your multiple TVs in your house. And thank you for all the TVs in your house.
Hey, quick question, you guys. Give us a rough number for our advertisers and agencies out there. How many households are populated with Samsung TVs?
Over 60 million in the US with over 80 million TVs.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, we have the largest footprint among TV manufacturers in the US.
Yeah.
Number one, as they say.
That's awesome. Well, to go along with my question about the consumer journey, how are consumers responding? Are people actually comfortable with shopping on TV? Is this a behavior that's still emerging? Do people have to learn this behavior? Are you seeing fast adoption?
It's funny because I think I want to say millennials and up, you see jokes sometimes on the internet that, a big purchase has to be made on a computer, right? But so many of us has transitioned to making even those big purchases on your phone. I know I'm comfortable with it at this point, whether it's booking a flight or something like that. I think we're going to see that same transition with this feature on TV.
Yeah.
It's not a far cry from your experience on the phone. It's the click of a button. You're already signed into your accounts. Samsung takes data and privacy very seriously, so you don't have to worry about anything when it comes to that. So I think some people, while they may be hesitant, just like we've seen people get comfortable on the phone making purchases, they're going to get comfortable on their TVs as well.
Agree, 100%.
That's great. That's great. Is there going to be a time when you can not just put it in the cart, but actually buy it from the TV?
I'm going to assume yes, but I cannot confirm that now.
The product road team at Samsung and Amazon are like, shh.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not privy to that information, so I really don't know yet, but I would assume that we're going to want to work in that direction.
Yeah, I imagine it's just payment processing stuff they have to work out. Amazon already has all your information on file and it's just smooth, but your cable provider or Samsung may not have your merchant information on file, and so they have to kind of cross that platform. But maybe we'll have you guys back next year to talk about that transaction.
Would love it. Would love it.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being here today. What a phenomenal session. Chris, Dan, Don, I really enjoyed today. It was a long time coming to have and hear this information. Folks, I hope at home or at the office, wherever you may be, you enjoyed it as much as I did. Before we close out, I'd like to take a moment to I invite each and every one of you to join us for our next episode of the PDMI Take 20, which is hosted at August 12th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. By the way, folks, we're talking about August now. Summer is almost over. Where the hell does the time go?
Oh my God.
Crazy.
It is crazy. I also want to remind you that PDMI's fall conference, PDMI West, is scheduled for October 19th to 21 in San Diego. If you want to meet the guys from Samsung, they'll be there. They can tell you all about this new technology. The conference is going to be hosted at the beautiful Intercontinental Hotel on the Bayfront in San Diego. We have an amazing room rate of only $334 per night at the hotel for our badged attendees. You must be badged to get this discount, but you'll save over $250 per night when you get your hotel room when you have your badge. To get your badge in your hotel room, just simply visit thepdmi.com. That's thepdmi.com. Again, Dan, Don, Chris, thanks for a wonderful conversation today. And for all of you joining us, we appreciate your time. Wishing everyone a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you.